Yeah, guys, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. I'm out here. It is quite sunny and my power is off, so I cannot work in the studio, but I have to keep you updated. Thomas Partey, David Onstein, he didn't break the story. I don't want to give him the credit. It was not Fabrice Romano either. It was Charles Watts, and he said the goal website crashed, so he couldn't write it. He gave us the update first on Twitter, and then David Onstein has given us the following bits of the story. Roman has not said anything, but I hope in the next coming hour he must be saying something. He must be saying something. Now, what is happening is that at Colony, the how did it call it? How did he call it? The legal team, the Arsenal legal team, is working tooth and nail to activate the release clause of Thomas Partey. Of course, he made it clear. I'm talking about Charles Watts, of course. Now, he says there are no negotiations needed, so we are not going to do any negotiations for Thomas Partey. Like Atletico Madrid made it clear, and Fabrizio Romano, he said. From June, July, and then August, it has been very clear that we are not going to have any negotiations, no price cuts, no installments. It's going to be 45 million pounds, and then the player either signs or he fails to sign. We have had an agreement with the player so far that gives us an upper hand, because in the first place, what would be harder is negotiating with the player now. But of course, we have had an agreement with Thomas Partey before. You guys know that personal terms were agreed long time ago. His agent flew to London, and what's most interesting is that his agent today went to his Twitter, or to her Twitter, and then she posted something very interesting, like a clock ticking. You remember that thing, Sol Niguez put on his Twitter, and then Manchester United fans ran crazy. That's the same, the same thing she has posted. Now, it gives us two things to think about. One, the transfer deadline, because it is hours away, and then the other thing is party to us, because maybe in the next hours something could happen, but right now what's happening is that the legal team is working so hard to do the paperwork and so on, so that we can actually activate the release clause. That is what's going on. There are reports about his medical to be done in Spain and so on. That has not been confirmed yet, but as soon as I confirm, I'm going to come and talk about that as well. But basically what's going on is the legal team working so hard to activate the release clause of the player. Like I said, there are no negotiations needed, and we are not going to have any negotiations with Atletico Madrid. They said no negotiations. So even if we wanted to add them more money, that means they are missing out. And of course, I know we cannot add them more money because we are quite very stingy. But I'm quite growing confident on this deal. I wouldn't say be excited. Don't be excited as yet, because whenever I've told you to be excited, I've been humiliated. I remember the House Mawa deal. I was very excited. I was very confident about that deal. I thought it was going to happen, but for some reason, Arsenal failed to pull off a deal with Olympic Lyon, and finally, the deal did happen. So what's going to happen? Let us let us follow the story, but don't be excited. Don't put your hopes so high, because I remember we have trying to sign players like Jan Kulans Huntelaar on the transfer deadline day, and those deals somehow failed. I think it was with the Arsene Wenger era. Right now it's the Mikel Arteta era. He has made it clear as a manager that he wants a top class midfielder. Fabrizio Romano has always said it on the show that Arsenal are going to try as much as they can to sign Housemowa or Thomas Partey. Now, this is where this is the bit all of us have been missing. All the reports have been showing us, to sign either Housemowa or Thomas Partey, and for us as fans, of course, because we are greedy and we want the best for Arsenal. We have already said we want both. We want both. But it seems we are not going to get both players. We are going to get only one of them, and that could be Thomas Partey by the end of today. We have around, I think, 10 or 9 hours to the end of the transfer window. So it's running very fast. News is running so fast. Clubs are signing players. Here, Christian Eriksen could come back to London to Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United have signed almost 4 players in 4 hours. We know the reason. The weekend wasn't the best for them. Liverpool are so quiet in this transfer window so far. Chelsea are trying to get Declan Rice, but I don't think he's a priority. What else? I think Fulham is also in the transfer market. Those are the little clubs, but business is going around. Bayern is trying to get Douglas Costa done. So much is happening. But like I said, with us, we are only following one player. We are linked again with Thomas Lemar, but we can't get two players from Atletico Madrid. You guys know that. We can't get two players from Atletico Madrid. The only advantage I think we have is Atletico know that if they want to announce Lucas Torreira, they will need to sell off one player, right? And that would be either Nikola Kalinic or Lemar or Thomas Partey. So we still have, we still have time. We still have chances to get in, Thomas Partey. We are working as much as possible to get the player. Nothing is going to really stop us if we can pay the release clause, because and this is the beauty with the release clauses. There are no negotiations. You can hold on to a player for 3 months, and then some stupid club comes up and then pays that release clause. You can't hold on to the player. This is what happened with Timo Werner, from RB Leipzig. Liverpool thought Leipzig were going to reduce that asking price, and then Leipzig just kept quiet. Chelsea woke up one day and they were like, we have some money, which is 50 million euros, and then Leipzig were like, but that's a release clause of Timo Werner, so they got him like that. So this is the beauty of release clauses. It's all about negotiating a deal between you and the player and the representatives of the player, because the parent club has nothing to say. The contract says if anyone comes with this amount of money, we are gonna sell this player right away. So that is what is happening with Thomas Partey. And you guys know what the player wants to play for us. He's his childhood fan of us, like Wilfried Zaha. That's why you guys have been demanding for Wilfried Zaha. So a childhood fan wants to play for us. Personal terms are not a problem. Like, Roman has already said that personal terms are not a problem for Thomas Partey. I think this is going to happen in the next 4 or 5 hours. We should be announcing Thomas Partey. I don't have electricity, so as long as I don't have power, I'll be doing streams. I'll be recording videos on phone. So bear with me until we can get back into the studio. But for now, that is what is happening. Thomas Partey release clause. Our legal team is working so hard to activate that. How about that? How about that? How about such a deadline there? We have been so quiet. Apart from Matteo Guendouzi, who has gone out, we have been so quiet, especially when it comes to incomings. Everybody thought Arsenal is not going to sign anyone, because are we broke? I don't want to say we are broke in front of camera, but it looks like that. But it seems we are gonna be getting that man, Thomas Partey. A lot of speculation has that we are going to get Thomas Partey. So let us stick on that. You know what he adds to the team? Our midfield has been crap in the first 4 games in the Premier League, against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, against Leicester City. Our midfield really lacks creativity. Our midfield really likes a midfield dynamite. Someone like Song Belong, someone like Patrick Vieira. I don't want to compare him to Patrick Vieira as yet, because we haven't seen so much of him in the Premier League. Premier League is another kind of league. It's another kind of test. You come to the Premier League, when you're top class, when you're you're playing beautiful games and so on, and then you come to the Premier League and then become crap. You can see what he's already doing to players like Matteo Guendouzi, what it has done to players like Lucas Torreira and the others. So I wouldn't really compare Thomas Partey to Patrick Vieira as yet. 27, that's the age of playing football, so we expect so much from him. But like I said, let us wait until that deal is done. I'll come back later.